What's up, everybody? And today we're checking out South Korea holds military parade in downtown Seoul for the first time in decades. This is by Korea. Now, the reason I wanted to watch this, I really like looking at military uniform and kind of comparing it to, you know, the uniform that I had in the Royal Marines and the classic kind of British military uniform. I really like comparing and seeing the different styles. I think I got that when I was watching like the Indian like parade stuff. Like, seeing all the different uniforms is absolutely fascinating. And so I'll leave a link to the original video down below. It's 8 minutes long, but I don't think we need to watch the whole 8 minutes. I'm just going to kind of, you know, when there's like a gap between the parade where there's nothing really happening, I'm just going to flick to the next part. Do you know what I mean? And we're just going to learn about the South Korean military, what their uniform's like. I know nothing about the South Korean military. In fact, the only thing I've done about the South Korean military is the jet that we did not long ago. I forgot what the name of the jet is. And so it's completely new to me, and it's going to be super interesting. I don't think there's anything that I have to announce before we get started. I just got back from a long weekend in Wales, where I got a little bit of a suntan on my face. My nose is a little bit burnt. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but hey, there you go. All right, let's shut up. Let's pull this up. Let's check out what they're doing for uniform. Got a lot of police. 75th anniversary of the Armed Forces Day commemorates the founding of South Korea's armed forces. That's a lot of police right there. It's one place I've always wanted to go is South Korea. Always wanted to go. First time in a decade. That's really cool. I've always wanted to go to South Korea. That and New Zealand. They're like my two bucket places to go. Infantry element of parade. Okay, let's look at the infantry. So we've got the band, the military band, and it looks like we've got... I'm going to turn it down a little bit. All right, so we've got multiple different flags here pertaining to Army Color Guards. So pertaining to, I'm sure, different areas of the army in South Korea. It looks like as well, let me just go back a tiny bit. This looks very Navy-esque. So this might be all the different armed forces here and then followed by the army. I might be wrong there. This definitely looks like army. Classic beret and kind of like a... I don't know what the shirt's called. I forgot the name of it. Very classic style, isn't it? If anything, this is what you kind of look like in training in the Royal Marines. You wear the beret, and I'd have to, you know, get it up for you. But basically, I've shown you before, our greens, our loverts, are basically like our number 2 uniform. Not our number 1s, not our blues, but our loverts, they're called. You could use it without the jacket, and it's just a short sleeve shirt. It's very reminiscent of this. But if you can imagine green trousers and like parade boots. Very similar in a way. Lots of different flags. I'm wondering what all the different flags are. Looks like a black beret. As far as I can see. Combined Armed Forces Honor Guard. Okay. Let's pause it. Let's have a look at the uniform here. Yeah, I mean, it looks kind of like a mix between... this hard collar of the Royal Marines in a way, like this upright short collar, along with more of a Navy-esque headdress. I like the gold. I like the black and gold, the contrast with the white down here. I like that a lot. I think that looks really clean. They hold the hands up at the top part just a little bit longer. These back here, this almost looks Navy-esque. This looks like US Marine-esque. But this looks like Navy, which is interesting. Yeah, right here. This looks very Navy-esque. They do have mandatory service, don't they? In South Korea, I'm pretty sure. All right, I'm just going to fast forward it a bit. Oh, they're doing a bit of drill here. Hey, up, slapping on the ground. I'll keep it working. Give it another slap on the ground. Go on, I dare you. Hey, up. Point at your friend in front of you. Nice. Hey, we got another one here. Cadets from the Korean Military Academy and Korea Army Academy. Interesting. This is a very unique style. I haven't seen this in a long time. This is very old school in a way, isn't it? Like the top part of this is incredibly old school. Maybe that's why they give it to the cadets for a bit of like honor and a bit of kind of like honoring like the past, right? Maybe that's what it is. I know I've seen it where is it in the US that their older uniform is kind of like this style in a way. I guess the British one a long time ago is very similar to this. So it might be some sort of traditional kind of version of what they're doing here. Obviously, the feathers in the hat, the only time I've really seen that is the Fusiliers here in the UK, right? Shout out to Jake, my best friend. He was in the Fusiliers. And so that's the only time I've seen like the feather on the hat. And also a very squared hat, or maybe rounded on the front, but very squared hat. Yeah, it looks very, very old school. Maybe it's kind of like I said, like a traditional kind of honoring the past type of thing. Who knows? There's a better view of it. I like it. I like it. I like it because it's very unique. And I feel like with a lot of military uniforms, you don't get a lot of uniqueness anymore. Oh, here we go. Warrior platform equipped army battalion. I have to admit, I do really, really like the South Korean uniform. Their regular dress, I think, is very, very cool. This guy's got his knife on his front. Have they all got that? I like the camouflage. I think it looks super clean. I like the helmet. I think that looks super clean. Although, with this parade, I'm wondering if they would have, like, obviously in the Royal Marines, we'd wear, you know, regular attire, but we'd wear our beret with it as well. And so I'm wondering if they don't have a headdress that usually goes with this uniform, and that's why they're wearing the helmets instead. Who knows? This guy needs to sort his out, though. Look at the state of this. Look at the state of that. You want to see that? Come on, mate. Nice. All right, what's next? Hey, up. We got some guys in a morph suit. No, we've got Arctic style uniform here. We've got obviously underwater style uniform here. Army black beret special forces. This is a special forces. Interesting. They don't march. They don't give a shit. They're special forces. Super cool. All right. Navy marching band. Oh, so this is the Navy uniform, which was very reminiscent of the ones that I was showing you earlier. So they must have been in the Navy. But this guy here looks almost like Marine-esque, doesn't it? I don't know if you can see my... In fact, my head's in the way. Let me move my head out of the way. Right there next to my head on this side. Looks very like a Marine style, doesn't it? The rest of them, yeah. Very classic Navy look, isn't it? So we've got the band. We've got the Navy Honor Guard. Yeah, I mean, you can just tell that it's the Navy from a mile away, can't you? All right, what have we got here? What's this one? Let me go back a little bit. Is this another academy one? Because this is a very... It is. Korean Naval Academy. Midshipman. This is a very old school uniform. Very, very old school. And I wonder whether they've given it to the academy in a way to have pride in their history, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I think that's brilliant if that's the case. If this is just what their academy wears, cool. But I think there's probably more to it than just this is the uniform of the academy. Usually uniforms are adapted and changed over time. There's reasons for certain things. This guy's chin strap was all the way on his mouth. Did you see it? These guys have give up on marching. They just want to wave to the family. All right. Combined Naval Unit Column, including Special Operations Personnel. So we've got many different uniforms here. This is very old school kind of US Air Force style, isn't it? With this type of headdress. Very old school US Air Force. That's cool. More cool uniform here. Wonder what the flowers are for. We've got the Marine Corps troops. So this is the South Korean Marine Corps, which I didn't know they had a Marine Corps. Here we go. White gloves, interesting choice, with the regular uniform. Like, why would they wear the regular you know, active duty camouflage, but then also white gloves. That's a very interesting choice. I'd love to know the reasoning behind that. Is this their number ones for their Air Force honor guard? Interesting. Their Air Force uniform's pretty cool, actually. I really like the design up here. And I really like this middle part here where it comes together. I actually really like the Air Force uniform. Don't usually like much about the Air Force. Air Force marching band. I'm only kidding, obviously. I gotta give the Air Force crap. Everyone gives the Air Force crap. Shame it's pissing down. They've just rapped on playing music. Like, yeah, I can't be arsed doing that. Not today. Whoa, what was that then? Who are they? Academy? Air Force Color Guards. Interesting. Very kind of like Navy-esque with the blue. Or it is like our Navy, but I get it. Again, that headdress that's kind of like old school US Navy. Combined Air Force units, columns, including special forces. Okay, so special forces. We've got some pilots here. Special forces in the Air Force. What have we got here? United Nations Command Color Guard. Interesting. I like these red. I like this red uniform. That looks sick. United States Forces Korea Color Guard. Interesting. Very US Forces attire. United States Forces Korea March Band. Nice. So are they a part of the US or are they part of Korea then? Or is it a detachment in the US that's Korean? US troops also took part in the parade for the first time this year. That's really cool. USA! USA! Alright. Mechanized and armored elements of parade. Ooh, we got some vehicles here. K151 LTV. This is very nice. We got some tanks back here. Kind of looks like a Humvee style car, doesn't it? K21 infantry fighting vehicle. Okay, we've got the Marine Corps KAAV, which must be some sort of troop deployment mobilization vehicle. Unarmed aerial vehicles. That's super cool. We've got some missiles by the Navy and the Air Force. That's also really cool. Some long-range missiles. Let's have a look here. Some more long-range missiles. We're not going to get into that because we don't even know what they are as far as we're aware. More vehicles with weapons on top. And then some tanks. Nice. That was really cool. That was really cool. I love watching it. I love watching different uniforms and kind of comparing and contrasting what certain uniforms look like, because you might have watched videos already, but uniforms, a lot of not like your regular kind of dress, so your DPF, your regular like camouflage uniform wherever you are around the world. I'm talking your number ones, your blues, your whatever you call your highest dress, right? Your highest uniform. I really like looking at that because there's so much history involved in them uniforms and how they've changed over time. It's very fascinating and very, very interesting. It's something that I've always been very keen on. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If you want to watch the original video without me waffling over the top, it will be in the description down below. You can always go and do that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're from South Korea, I would love to know your thoughts down in the comment section. I really, really would. If you've got any information, especially on the cadet side of it or the academy side of the uniform, very old school, and I'm wondering why they've gone for that, what the choices are for that. But yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Until next time, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.